So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Saul Hernandez, and I serve as the Deputy Chief of Staff and Legislative Director for Congressman Butterfield from the 1st District of North Carolina. The district includes 24 counties and stretches from Durham, the city and county of Durham, in the west to Elizabeth City in the east, and down to New Bern in the south. Congressman Butterfield is chair of the Congressional Black Caucus and is a member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. He serves on the subcommittees on health, communications and technology, and commerce, manufacturing, and trade. So in addition to the many hats that I wear, I serve as Congressman Butterfield's principal advisor for his health and telecommunications subcommittees, and that's why I'm here today. So on Friday, February 13th, a little over a week ago, Congressman Butterfield joined with Congressman Gus Bilirakis from Florida in introducing the Orphan Products Extensions, Now Accelerating Cures and Treatments Act. So that's a lot to say, and probably folks' eyes glaze over when you use that name. So we like acronyms on the Hill, as I'm sure you all know. So we've called it the OPEN Act, which is a little bit easier to say and to remember. So once enacted, the bill will provide 6 months of additional exclusivity for existing treatments, including major market drugs, orphan drugs, and biologics that are repurposed to treat rare diseases. Congressman Butterfield has taken up this cause as a personal priority and is committed to being an advocate for the rare disease community. We see the OPEN Act as a tremendous opportunity to address the urgent needs of people suffering with rare diseases so that they are able to live normal lives. And people like Kayla Martinez. When she was 15 months old, Kayla was diagnosed with neonatal onset multi-symptom inflammatory disease. It's a rare disease that results in headaches, seizures, and the potential for intellectual disabilities, among other things. Doctors and researchers at the National Institute of Health identified an existing arthritis drug that they thought may treat Kayla's condition. And now, a decade later, thanks to that drug that was initially developed to treat arthritis, Kayla is living a happy and healthy life. And in 2013, the drug that was used to treat Kayla was approved by the FDA for use in patients with her same disease. Kayla's story isn't unique. We all know that more than 30 million people live with a rare disease. But the success she saw with the repurposed drug certainly is. And we can change that. And that's why we need the OPEN Act, so that successful treatment of rare disease becomes the rule and is no longer the exception. There are 7,000, or I've learned today 10,000 known rare diseases, but very few therapies have been developed specifically to treat them. With the multi-billion-dollar cost of bringing a new drug to market, biopharmaceutical companies are hesitant to invest the time and capital necessary for their development. But many existing drugs that were developed to treat common diseases have the potential to be effective at combating rare diseases. We saw that in Kayla's case. But some people who have taken approved drugs for off-label use, we don't understand their clinical effectiveness because their use is not often tracked or studied. So absent those clinical studies for use in treating rare diseases, physicians, patients are left to guess appropriate dosing amounts and even whether or not the drug is effective. And to further complicate matters, off-label use of drugs is often not reimbursed by insurance, so people of normal means are often unable to afford their use without experiencing difficult and unnecessary financial burdens. So instead of spending a decade and more than $2.5 billion to bring a new drug to market, doesn't it just make sense to repurpose existing drugs for use in treating rare diseases? And so that was the impetus for the OPEN Act. The OPEN Act incentivizes manufacturers to repurpose existing drugs for rare disease applications. In doing so, biopharmaceutical companies are rewarded by receiving an additional 6 months of market exclusivity on top of the treatment's existing patent life. The Open Act was modeled after the highly successful Best Pharmaceuticals for Children Act, which provides an additional 6 months of market exclusivity to drug companies that study existing drugs for use in children. Since its enactment in 1998, BCPA has incentivized manufacturers to seek over 400 label changes. The Open Act has the potential to result in hundreds of new treatments for people living with rare diseases that are safe, effective, and affordable. It also fosters an environment ripe for investment and job creation, and that's certainly welcome news for many of our constituent businesses in the Research Triangle Park and our constituent research institutions like Duke University and my boss's alma mater, North Carolina Central University, both located in Durham. But in order to make this bill a reality, we need each and every one of your help. Please contact your member of Congress and ask them to co-sponsor the Open Act. It's H.R. 571. Tell them it's good policy. Tell them it's supported by over 130 rare disease advocacy groups, many of whom are represented here today. But also tell them that its passage will, without a doubt, save lives and help bring relief to some of the 30 million people who have suffered with a rare disease for far too long. So I appreciate you having me here today, and happy to take any questions at the end. And I appreciate your advocacy for the rare disease community. We certainly would not, as Carly said, we certainly would not be able to proceed with the 21st Century Cures initiative without your very valuable input. So thank you for all that you do.